Okay, this is stitch 32, done on the Knittingpal with 6 needles. I'm going to do it with just 4 because it's a little bit faster to do. I have my needles numbered, A, B, C, D, because each needle knits one row. The chart that I'm using is this one here. It shows all 4 needles. When you knit with these 4 needles, you're actually knitting diagonally like this. You're not really knitting a row like this, you're knitting the rows diagonally like that. Okay, stitch 32 is a combination of stitch 16 and stitch 30. Stitch 16 is just a straight stitch and it's wrapped. Stitch 30 is a plain stitch that's first knitted and then transferred to the next peg. Both of these stitches have wraps around the pegs, and the wraps all go in the same direction. I'm going to start with the 4 pegs that are worked with stitch 16. You start with 1 needle. You insert the needle to the left side of the first peg, lift the yarn up and over, wrap the yarn around where it's coming out of the stitch. 1 stitch done. 2 needles to the left side of the pegs, lift yarn off, back down, wrap the yarn around towards the left. 3 needles to the left side of the pegs, lift up, over, wrap towards the left. 4 needles again to the left side of the pegs, lift up and over, back down, wrap the yarn around towards the left. These are the first 4 pegs, the first 4 stitches. The next stitch is going to be done to the right side of peg 5. It's going to be transferred over by 1 peg. Insert yarn, insert needle, move over by 1 peg, put back down, wrap yarn around, beginning with peg 5, so that there's a loop going around the empty needle. Next one is to the right of peg 6, lift up, transfer over by 1, yarn around, to the right side of peg 7, lift up, over by 1, wrap yarn. You have to pull down and adjust sometimes. On the right side of peg 8, lift up, over by 1, wrap yarn around. Next, we're going to do 4 more pegs with stitch 16. To the left side of peg 9, up and over, wrap stitch to the left of peg 10, up and over, wrap yarn, left of peg 11, up and over, wrap, and to the left of peg 12. Now, we're going to do 4 more stitches, 30. We start on the right side of peg 13, up and over by 1 peg, wrap yarn around to the right side of peg 14, lift up, over by 1, wrap yarn around to the right of peg 15, up and over by 1, wrap around, and to the right of peg 16. Now that we've gotten to peg 16, we can't go any further with this stitch, so we're going to put stitch 15 and stitch 16 on the same last peg. Otherwise we would drop a stitch. Wrap yarn around. Now we're finished with 4 repeats of this stitch 30, but we still need to go a ways because in reality needle D is now right here, and we need to do 3 more straight stitches. So we do 3 straight stitches in 14, 15, and 16. To the left of peg 14, up and over, wrap, 15 and 16, lift up, wrap, and last, stitch 16. But here we don't need a wrap. Now that this completes 1 row, we're now going to work back in the other direction. And we're starting here. We're actually going to start right here to transfer a stitch from 16 to 15. And we're only doing 3 on this repeat. So we've put our needle to the left side of peg 15, over by 1 needle. Now the yarn from the second needle is trying to wrap itself around, but we're going to move it because we want to have the yarn over from the first stitch. To the left side of peg 15 and 16, transfer over by 1. Again, remove this yarn, wrap these around. To the left side of peg 14, 15, and 16, over by 1. Again, remove this yarn right here, tighten the stitches up, wrap yarn around. Now we've done three stitch 30s, and now we're going to do 4 straight stitches beginning with peg 13, 12, 11, and 10. So here we go to the right side of peg 13, lift up and over, yarn around, to the left side of peg 12. No, wait a minute, no, it's wrong. It's to the, yeah, it is to the right side of peg 12. Up and over, wrap yarn around towards the right, on the right side of peg 11. Lift up and over, wrap yarn around, and to the right side of peg 10. Up and over, wrap around. Alright, now the next one is peg 9. We're going to transfer from peg 9 to peg 8. We're going to do this 4 times. So, put our needle on the left side of peg 9, transfer over by 1, tighten, wrap yarn around. Sometimes my yarn gets caught up here. Sorry. Okay. To the left side of peg 8, transfer over by 1, tighten, wrap yarn around. To the left side of peg 7, over by 1, wrap yarn around. And from to the left side of peg 6, over to peg 5, wrap yarn around. Now we need to do 4 more stitches, 4 more straight stitches, 16, beginning with peg 5. To the right side of peg 5, up and over, wrap yarn, to the right side of peg 4, and over, wrap yarn, to the right side of peg 3, up and over, wrap yarn, to the right side of peg 2, and over, wrap yarn. Okay, now we've done 4 stitch 16s. We need to do, now we're right up here, we need to do the stitch 30 and transfer from peg 4 to peg 3. So we're going to be looking at peg 4 up here now. I put it in here, up and over by 1, and again I can't go any further, so I'm going to deposit both of these stitches onto the same last needle. Otherwise I would drop a stitch. Up and around to the left side of peg 3, 2 and 1. Up and over, deposit these last two on the same peg. Wrap the yarns. Oops. Need to do 3. Nope. Need to do 3. Okay. To the left side of peg 2 and 1. Again, deposit these on the same peg. Oops, I forgot. Wrap yarn around. Actually, I didn't get this quite. It's okay. The last one we do a plain stitch. Don't need to wrap. There we go. Now we're done with actual 4 rows. And if you turn it over, it looks like this. That's stitch 32 with 4 needles.